Touchdown, Alabama, let's get it.
The process, no one can stop this. Hottest show in the streets, I bet you can't top this. Rammer, jammer, yellow hammer, come see how we rock this. Alabama fans the best, there's no way you can top this. Recruiting news and interviews, just sit back and watch this.
Recruiting news and interviews, just sit back and watch this.
The process.
Welcome to The Process, Touchdown Alabama Magazine's premier recruiting show where I, Justin Smith, the scouting and recruiting analyst for Touchdown Alabama, breaks down the latest in Alabama football recruiting news, and that is exactly what I want to do on this episode of The Process. Alabama did lose a verbal commit in the 2021 recruiting class in Latrell McCutchin on Sunday, and McCutchin was Alabama's first commit in the 2021 recruiting class, and I wanted to break down what his decommitment from the University of Alabama means for Alabama's 2021 recruiting class moving forward, as well as take a look at Alabama's current verbal commits, and Drake May and Deontay Lawson break down where their verbal commitments to the University of Alabama stands at this very moment. Just want to give you guys a full update on Alabama's entire 2021 recruiting class that currently stands at 2 verbal commitments, with them losing Latrell McCutchin on Sunday. I also want to provide you guys a small preview of Alabama's second Junior Day event on this Saturday, March 7th, as Alabama will try to host some of the top recruits in the 2021 recruiting class. Break down the significance of this Saturday and also provide a couple of names that are expected in Tuscaloosa. I will provide a full preview on Thursday's show, so be sure to subscribe to Touchdown Alabama YouTube so you can stay updated with everything Alabama football recruiting related, with the process and everything Alabama football related right here on Touchdown Alabama's YouTube page. But before I dive deeper into some of those things I wanted to talk about, I do want to hit you guys with a couple of recruiting updates, and those updates surrounds Alabama's 2021 targets and 5-star defensive end Thomas Shea Adelaide out of IMG Academy. He is a product of Texas who will play his senior season at IMG Academy. He will be on the campus of the University of Alabama from March 25th through the 27th. This is a kid who is expected to announce his commitment on August 1st before his senior season starts. We look at Adelaide. I don't think this is the last time that Alabama will host him before he announces his verbal commitment in August, but I think Alabama getting him on campus this spring for a total of 3 days. 3 days is huge for Alabama in terms of them recruiting Thomas Shea Adelaide. Alabama also hosts 4-star wide receiver HUDl out of Florida on this month. And when you look at HUDl, he will visit the University of Alabama on March 27th. He is scheduled to announce his verbal commitment on March 14th. Alabama is still in the mix, but if they do not grab his verbal commitment on March 14th and he chooses to stick with that date to announce his verbal commitment, I think Alabama will still be in the mix with them hosting him 2 weeks after he announces on March 14th. So that is something to keep an eye on. But on this episode of The Process, we're going to go right to where Latrell McCutchin's decommitment means for Alabama's 2021 recruiting class. So with that being said, let's get the process started. We are now going to dive right into where Latrell McCutchin's decommitment from the University of Alabama means for the Tide moving forward. When we look at McCutchin, he is a 4-star defensive back out of Texas. He was Alabama's first commit in the 2021 recruiting class, and McCutchin is a guy who recently unofficially visited the University of Oklahoma. He did not visited Alabama for the first Junior Day event, and it did not look like he will visit Alabama this Saturday for the second Junior Day event either. And the last time Alabama hosted him was during the season for the Alabama LSU game. And when you look at McCutchin, this is a kid who was unable to play his entire junior season due to a lower body injury, so he's recovering from that, hoping to get back and come back stronger. But when you look at his decommitment from the University of Alabama, I think it's good for both sides that it happened so early with Alabama and Latrell McCutchin. The door is still open for him to reevaluate his recruitment, look at all of the schools that are on the table, and reevaluate where he wants to spend the next 3 to 4 years of his life. It's also good for Alabama that he decommitted early in the 2021 recruiting class as well. So Alabama still has a lot of top targets on the board, and they know where they stand with Latrell McCutchin. It's also still possible that they could still possibly get a commitment from Latrell McCutchin down the line. He may recommit. I think that relationship is going to remain open with Carl Scott being at the University of Alabama, being Alabama's defensive back coach, and I think he has a great relationship with Latrell McCutchin. So I think the door is still open for Alabama to get his commitment later on down the line if things link up that way. But I think it's great for both sides that he decommitted at this point in the 2021 recruiting cycle. I think Alabama is going to get a chance to reevaluate some of their top targets and see who they want to bring in as their next commit. As the defensive back group will definitely be a huge priority for Alabama in the 2021 recruiting class. So that's what I feel about Latrell McCutchin's decision. I think it's great for both sides that it happened early in the 2021 recruiting cycle. I think both sides can reevaluate a lot of things. We are now going to switch gears to Alabama's four-star quarterback commit Drake May. When you look at May, he is a four-star quarterback out of North Carolina, and with my constant talks with him and interviews that he has done, he always said he is strongly committed to the University of Alabama. He's recruiting for Alabama, and you hear that time and time again, but it's going to be difficult for Alabama to continue pushing off North Carolina. They're not going anywhere when it comes to them recruiting Drake May, and I think he's gonna keep the line of communications open with North Carolina due to the amount of respect he has for the school, due to them being a home state school for him, also due to them being a team that has some ties to the May family, with Drake May's older brother Luke May playing basketball for North Carolina. So they have ties to North Carolina's athletic program. But I think Alabama is in a good position, but North Carolina is obviously a team to watch out for, and I think they're going to be around for most of May's recruitment. Deontay Lawson's Alabama's other verbal commit in the 2021 recruiting class, a four-star linebacker out of Mobile. I will say his commitment may be a bit stronger than May at this point due to him being a home state kid, an in-state kid for Alabama, a guy at the outside linebacker position. I think Alabama's outside linebacker coach, Sal Sinceri, has done a wonderful job of building a relationship with guys. When you look at Alabama's 2020 recruiting class, his relationship with Alabama's five-star outside linebacker signee Quandarius Robinson was a huge reason that he verbally committed to the University of Alabama. Alabama's defensive back signing a four-star signee out of Florida, and Chris Robinson also credited Sal Sinceri with being one of the reasons he verbally committed to University of Alabama in the first place as well. So I think Sinceri is going to play a huge role in Alabama keeping Lawson him along with Golding. So I think Alabama is in a great position with Deontay Lawson. His recruitment is still open. He is going to continue to take visits like several other members of the 2021 recruiting class, with it being so early in the 2021 recruiting cycle. Alabama did host them for their first Junior Day event. Alabama will host their second and their last Junior Day event on this Saturday. And when you look at Alabama's 2021 recruiting class with two verbal commits, Alabama will look to gain a lot of momentum on Saturday, picking up a lot of steam with a couple of their top targets that will be in Tuscaloosa. This list is already looking impressive when you look at four-star defensive lineman Chambry Jackson, expected at the University of Alabama, a four-star linebacker Xavier Carter among the guys expected in Tuscaloosa on this weekend. As I said earlier in the show, I will provide a deeper breakdown of some of Alabama's top targets in the 2021 recruiting class, who will be in Tuscaloosa on Saturday on the next episode of the process, which is Thursday. But I think I want to use this time to basically break down what this Saturday could mean for the University of Alabama's football team on the recruiting trail. And when you look at Alabama's recruiting effort, it would not surprise me if Alabama wanted to gain some momentum in terms of gaining a commitment in the 2021 recruiting class on this weekend after losing a verbal commit in Latrell McCutchin on last Sunday. It is a trend that Alabama has created as of late. When they lose a guy, they like to pick up a guy, basically get their momentum back and get some momentum going in a recruiting class. So it wouldn't surprise me if Alabama got a commitment on this weekend. One of the guys I would look out for at this very moment is Chambry Jackson, a four-star defensive end out of Florida, who I have talked about a couple of times on the process. And Chambry Jackson is a kid who has told me that Alabama's defensive line coach Freddie Roach has been in contact with him pretty much every day leading up to his visit to the University of Alabama on March 7th. So Chambry Jackson is a kid to watch out for in my mind. So I think Alabama will use this weekend to definitely build some momentum with some of the targets, but it would not surprise me if Alabama wanted to pick up some momentum in the 2021 recruiting class by adding on a commitment this weekend. That'll do it for this episode. The process, always, you guys can call into the process. The phone lines are always open. You can call into the process 24/7 at 205-440-3968. Call into the process, leave your recruiting question via voicemail, and it will be answered right here on the process by yours truly the following episode after you leave your recruiting question after the beep. Also download the Touchdown Alabama app. It is located in the Google Play Store as well as the Apple App Store. So be sure to download that. While you're there, go over to touchdownalabama.com, pick up a subscription. With that subscription, you'll be able to read all of our subscriber only articles as well as get your hands on our annual print magazine issue. As always, I am Justin Smith, the scouting and recruiting analyst for Touchdown Alabama magazine.
Process.